With the recent news of Danilo Gallinari, injury news, he's going to be out for I think pretty much the entire season, if
Yeah.
not. And so with that, and that was a big thing for Boston, kind of adding to their depth with having Gallinari.
Huge.
And so you couple that with Danilo Gallinari out for most of the season with Boston, and then our signing of Montrezl Harrell. Question remains now because everyone's talking about us being one of the deepest teams in the East, if not in the entire NBA. So my question to you guys, do you feel that the Philadelphia 76ers are the deepest team in the Eastern Conference? And I'll take it a step further in the NBA.
You want me? Let me go first, Eric, because I
go ahead.
I did some background here on some of my favorite deep teams. So I'll go ahead and name you some of them right now, and to make it easier on us. Clippers, personally, I think the best one. Their backups are Jackson, Powell, Morris, Covington, Terrence Mann, and Kennard. I don't think anyone's going to beat that. That's like that starting five might not even be last in the NBA. Okay, if they played. So Celtics, Brogdon, White, and Williams. Nets, Curry, O'Neal, and Warren, also very good. Cavs, LeVert, Love, and Osman, pretty good as well. Mavs have a good bench. Hardaway, Wood, Kleba, and Bertans. This is depth chart listing, by the way. How if they go throughout the season, Wood starts some games. I'm just naming who they have on the bench. Warriors, obviously, Poole, Kuminga, DiVincenzo, JaMychal Green. Us, Melton, House, Matisse, Harrell. Heat, Oladipo, Hero, and Vincent. And then Bucks, Hill, Connaughton, and Portis. So those I just marked down as the better ones, but now I'm sorry, make it a little easier for you to decide.
Yeah, I think I couldn't. I would say that Clippers are probably the deepest.
Yeah.
I think it's arguably good enough for us to be in the East. I think you can say that. I think that outside of really having Joel and James, our depth is kind of what kind of pushes people to kind of include us for the most part, to possibly win the division with the new additions and you add in players that have played crucial positions and crucial minutes on winning teams.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I wouldn't necessarily say anyone is deeper. Now, if you want to debate top fives, that could be different. But it's, and I think what is it? The Bucks. I think the Bucks bench is probably better than people give credit for. I do think so.
They just have so much
and it not just from a is really going into this year. Didn't they sign didn't they sign the guy that was with Utah and went to Portland?
You know what? He wasn't listed on their depth chart. You're right, Ingles.
Yes. So assuming that he comes back close to the form that he was in. And then I think the one thing with the Bucks is their bench fits.
Yes.
Fits their style, it fits their best player. It's sort of like the easier for them to plug and play. So if I had to pick someone, I wouldn't pick Boston's bench over ours. I wouldn't pick the Nets, even though I really like the Nets. Miami has a deep team because they play so many young guys and so many guys. So I would say Miami probably has the all-around deepest team because they can play so many different guys and so many different guys off the bench. You look at the guys that came off the bench for them. A lot of those guys ended games. I think that hurts. Not having PJ, not really replacing him, hurts. So I would say if someone probably outside of us, I would say the Bucks because of in talent and feel and fit for complementing your best player and your style of play that you choose to play.
Mm-hmm.
And, having a guy like Portis that can play with Lopez and behind him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've been looking for a guy like Portis that we talking about forever.
I know.
As long as we've been doing this podcast, we've been talking about a guy like, we use him as examples of a guy like Portis. You know what I'm saying? So that tells you that, with him, and I just think of Ingles and some of the other guys that are there, that would probably be the team, them in Miami, depending on how Miami shakes out, that I would say is up there as far as depth. With arguably Cleveland and Boston and Brooklyn not too far behind.
If Harold developed a three, he could be our Portis.
Hey.
Easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
Just developing a 38% 3-point shot,
Exactly.
Matisse still can't do it. I'd say, the thing is we have a top-heavy roster, so to have a deep bench on top of having a top-heavy starting five, it's a great combination to have. I think we're lucky to add the pieces we did with little to no money. What we came out with was amazing. You don't have to have the deepest bench in the league, but have decent bench if your team's top heavy, which we are. So we basically took our team from last year and just added really the missing pieces, man. We really did add exactly what we said we needed to go into this whole team this offseason. It was dogs, more rebounding, toughness, and more consistent corner threes. I think we added that.
Yeah.